Hope you enjoyed your new moon. I'm going to pull 3 cards here for advice that we'll read at the end. And then I'm going to do our reading for the week of January 26th to February 1st. Now this week is astrologically quiet. There's a lot of Neptune energy. Venus is going to be conjunct Neptune tomorrow, and Mars will square Neptune on Tuesday. So you may need a break. Neptunian energy can be surprisingly, you may just need a break in general, right? This month has been nonstop, like constant hammering. You may just need to take a moment to let the dust settle, let whatever has happened integrate itself into your reality. Can I get 3 cards, please, face down for Aries? Advice for the week of January 26th to February 1st. Right? So if you can take things a little bit quieter this week, that might be advised. I mean, we'll see what else comes up. But if you've been working really hard, or if shitty things have been happening, if you've just been feeling also tremendous energetic pressure. I mean, we've gone through a lot of transits, major transits this month. So we may need a moment to sort of just and Neptune, that Neptune energy feeds it, and especially with the Neptune square Mars, I think if you try and do too much or scatter your energies, that square is gonna trip us up a little bit. So it might be a week to just kind of go a little bit slower if you can. Can I get the energy, please, for Aries? January 26th to February 1st. Ooh, we keep getting this. I mean, okay, so this is also kind of that Mars square Neptune, which, can be deception or lies of omission or incorrect facts. Something about not knowing the entire story or speaking without knowing 100% what we're talking about. So this may be going on around us. It may be something that we're doing. There's some sort of misjudgment, right? Of a person, of a place, of a situation. And that can be the Neptunian energy, so it's kind of if there's sort of a fog thrown on top of something, you're not really able to see it clearly. So what I would suggest is this week, any sort of information that comes to you, double check it before, double check it. And if it's you, be careful of your snap judgments, right? Or be careful of saying things that are not completely founded in fact or without knowing the full picture. Now here we have this is the challenge of the week. So this is the Master card. And if I'm not mistaken, this is actually the extra card that Osho has put in this deck. And of course it's of himself. So, this one talks about mastering the self, right? The no thingness, the balance of the dark and the light, of bringing things into balance. So this suggests that, and this kind of reminds me a little bit of the 6 of Pentacles, right? That information is out of balance. And our challenge this week is going to be us having to be the wise one, having to master our own assimilation of knowledge and of information, right? To make sure that we are in balance, to make sure that we are behaving with wisdom, to make sure that we are the master of that which we say, but also that which we listen to. So you know, this suggests that there's, like I said, that there's some sort of information or judgment that's out of balance, and it's going to be up to us to make sure that, you know, that we deal with that as adults, but also as loving light beings, you know, because here he is, and I don't want to get into the figure of Osho as a person. We'll just take it as a design, right? You see how he's got like little sparkles coming off of his beard, right? That the wisdom of age, the knowledge of age is like literally shining off of him. So if you are being invited to participate in some sort of triangulation, you know, where it's like Mary comes up and starts talking shit about Nancy to you, it's your job to let your light shine and not participate. You see how all those two people have disappeared and it's just the one, bringing those two elements into balance, right? So double check the things that you hear, right? And that's that Neptune, so that makes perfect sense. But also don't walk into triangulation traps. Be the bigger person, be the wiser person, be the light in the conversation. Let yourself sort of shine with the lightness of someone who knows better. What's the lesson for the week, please? January 26th. What's the lesson for the week? Transcendence. Okay, yeah, Lord Shiva. So this says, rise up, honor your inner force, steps are being given, dance with the universe. So that's nice. Also because there's a Venus sextile Pluto next Sunday. So that would have been in my next reading. But, and that has to do also with Lord Shiva. But like it says here, transcend any of these situations. But also if it's like, if you have something going on and people, so this woman's an artist, right? And they misunderstand her art, so they kind of talk shit about her. And it turns out that they thought she was just a freak, and actually she's really brilliant. So also to not let your light be dimmed by the petty gossip of I want to say ignorant, but that feels mean, but I'm going to say it anyway. Of people who are ignorant to the workings of the universe, right? One of the shitty things about being in the light worker community is that most people don't understand what the hell you're doing, what the hell you're talking about. They think you're crazy. And we can at times feel crazy and feel ostracized. And this is just asking us to sort of rise up above that. I don't want to compare this to that Jesus, but you know, it's like, Lord, forgive them. They know not what they do. These people around you that talk shit don't have access to the same knowledge, information, energy that we do. And so, yes, it may be hard. If this is you in the middle, that's the focus of that triangle. Don't let your light be dimmed by people who have no idea what the fuck they're talking about. Saws, cursey today. Can I get 2 cards, please? Oh, so no. Okay, what's the energy coming into the week? Where are we coming into the week? Where is Aries at the beginning of the week? Where is Aries at the beginning of the week? Okay. Coming out of the dragon's lair. So that's interesting, right? That's kind of like that energy. And I'll read this card in a second. Let's see where we are at the end of the week. Okay, spark. So, but it's upside down, so we might feel like our light is a little bit dimmed or that we're blocked creatively. Let's see how the cards in the middle play out, and then I'll read these. Can I get 3 cards, please, for Aries, for the story of the week of January 26th to February 1st? What's the story Okay, so Four of Pentacles. 2 more cards, please, for Aries. Ooh. Okay. Oh, 1, 2. All right. Oof. So, King of Swords, and Justice. Okay, so you have 3 seated figures here, right? And they rise up in terms of their energy, no? Because here's like this low guy who's holding on to his pentacles. Here is the sort of stern but wise man. And actually, you know, so it's kind of like that energy, the withholding energy can be one of 3 things, right? You can be dealing with someone who's just cheap or emotionally unavailable or doesn't want to give up what they think is theirs. You may be dealing with someone who, or again, these are also energies that you can embody, who is too wise to participate in petty games. He's also a king, man. He's like, I don't need to play. He's like, I'm not getting on the same level as that person. So, you know, this also kind of feels like this sort of thing, right? And then ultimately at the end, we have the Justice card, which is more along this one, right? That it's kind of like there's 3 ways of looking at, and these 2 are both carrying their swords. So this is going to be a week where you must be very discerning about information. Someone is withholding, or someone, I keep getting the word jealous, right? They don't want to, you know, people who are cheap always think that that there's not more coming, and they tend to be jealous of other people because other people seem to be very abundant, which is why they hold on to their shit so tightly. And so you may be dealing with a jealous energy, or somebody who's like, you know, that person in the office who holds on to their like little tiny thread of power to make your life miserable. And what this is saying is that this is really where you want to be. Hold on, my daughter's at the door. Be right back. Okay, sorry about that. So there may be an energy that's like withholding information because that's how they get their power. And so it's asking you to sort of be very discerning about the words around you. Know what to pay attention to, what not to, what to cut out, what not to. Because that one is closer to something that's fair. You know, this also talks about fairness and things that are balanced. So what you want to look for is information, and this is way out of balance, right? He's not letting anything in. You know, this is closed off. This one's also not letting anything in. So again, there's like 2 sort of energies that are off balance, and it's asking us to be the bigger person, right? Rise up, honor your inner force. Steps are being given. So it looks like whatever these are, these people that are not nice energies, you know, and I would put them kind of like that, and put this sort of, these 3 energies in a row here, with this center person and these kind of like insidious energies coming at them, to rise up, to stay in your sort of sparkly place, even if it doesn't feel like it. So if you go into work or if something happens this week and it's just like blah, try and find the balance, try and find the place where you still can emanate light. Now let's read these, you know, because the Dragon's Lair is interesting. So let's see. Red flags shouldn't be ignored. Don't be seduced into learning a lesson that will hurt your heart. Okay, interesting. So that's why I said it's like you have to be very discerning. That Neptune is gonna make things difficult for us to see, and things may seem sexier than they actually are. So if you get offers that look too good to be true, do due diligence. Temptation and intrigue abound, but be careful because you can't win this particular challenge. Heed this gentle warning about wanting and longing, and the fantasy of belonging to someone, something, or an identity that has no true substance or longevity. Ooh. Ignore this alarm, and that's so okay. So some of you are dealing with with this person, the emotionally unavailable, and they're both of these guys, right? Both of these guys are emotionally unavailable. So if you're actually like stuck in between two people, and you're wondering like neither one is giving to you, you may be in a have put yourself into a situation of triangulation that you need to be smart and get out of. Make a final decision that actually neither one of them is the right call, because this one's cold by nature. This one is just blah. Let me finish reading that. Sorry, I lost the page. I hate that. Okay. Ignore this alarm and you'll wander in circles near the edge of a dragon's lair. Choose another path, for your treasures lie elsewhere. Okay, now I also want to mention, when I was shuffling the cards before, the impasse card came out on this deck. Let's see if I can find it. And basically what that card says is that you bump into a block, right? Like you don't get something you want, or there's some sort of obstacle. But that obstacle, the reason why it's an obstacle is because it's blocking you from taking a wrong path, right? It wants you to go a different route. And so if you're not getting it, here it is. So this is the card that fell out beforehand. If there's a guy who's not, who's blocking your path, who's not letting things go further, who's not letting this thing progress, that's actually the universe giving you a gift, because it's not letting you get on the or on the merry-go-round, right? Usually it would let us get on and then we can figure out for ourselves when we want to. But whatever it is that's being blocked right now in your life, or people that are behaving shitty to you that you may have to walk away from, or you seeing people that don't behave properly, or you see that there's a triangle going on, this is the universe stepping in. Lord Shiva, steps are being given. This is the universe stepping in to help you avoid going down a path that is circular, right? So they're really trying to make sure that we continue to go forward. And that's why I said these kind of energies go up. It's like there's these two earthly energies, and then there's this higher one stepping in, which dominates over the other one. So wherever this lower energy is coming at you, and it will be stingy, it will be cold, it will be uncaring, it will not welcome you, right? So wherever you feel unwelcomed, also this, like these are shitty neighbors, right? Because all they do is talk about you. Wherever you feel unwelcomed is the universe getting you out of a place that it doesn't want you to be in. Now let's look at this one for a sec. Which, let me tell you, as someone who's been on the merry-go-round about 1,000 times, I wish that had happened to me. So even though it may feel unpleasant, take it. So sometimes your fires, here it is, right? Sometimes your fire gets doused by others who don't want you to be all that you can be. In that case, you need to move away from the water lest things get too damp. Remember, that's what I said here. It's like these people are jealous. There's jealous people who can't possibly understand what it is that you're trying to do. They don't see your light because they're just on a completely different level, right? They're made of different material. They can't see your light. it's not possible, because yours shines from within. You have to be able to, you have to be a master to see that kind of energy. And so what they do is try and bring you down, try and make you feel less than, not give to it. Or, you know, and it's all coming from a place of jealousy, really. Or jealousy, or just frankly, because of where they are in their lives, they don't have the ability to be that person. You know, I'm always thinking of, like, when I see this card, I think of The Crown, the show, you know, and it's so much about how they would potentially be more human if they could, but the crown obliges them to behave in certain ways. So you may have, again, you may be dealing with two different energies. One that is choosing not to give to it, right? And it's like, it's just the lower energies. Guy's got 4 pentacles. I mean, come on. You want 10. He doesn't have them. He's not letting go of these ones that he's got. Then you have someone else who, it's not his fault, it's just circumstance, but he's got whatever crown he's wearing or whatever robes he's chosen to carry this lifeline don't allow him to behave in a way that's any like warm or fuzzier than this. And so it's up to you to weigh these things up, make a final decision that is really to get away from both of them. Continuing. The spark card in reverse position may also indicate that you're allowing yourself to be so consumed by a thought, feeling, or situation that you're in danger of becoming completely burned out, right? And that was the other thing that I said at the beginning. Some of you may be working so hard, like towards that perfection card that we got last week, that you might want to take a break because the energy's been really tough at the beginning. So yes, so compulsion and impulsiveness must be tempered now. Rest by a warm fire. Let things die down a bit. Then you'll see if the true spark will still be there. If not, you can always light another fire at another time. Okay. I didn't bring another oracle card. All right, cool. So we'll jump to the end. So really be careful of who you allow around you. Because they may be dimming your light or trying to put out your fire. They may be talking shit simply because they just don't get it. They're just on a different level. They're different people. They can't see things the way you see them. And we don't have to like hate on them, but we do have to get away. Because this is not like the fact that the universe is stepping in to avoid any sort of circular situation is so important, because it really wants you to move forward, right? And to me, that's like the most encouraging part, that it's being mapped out, that they're not allowing a situation to unfold. And any sort of need on our side to force a situation into being or invest any more energy, which frankly we don't have right now, will end up just depleting us. And that's not, you know, it's rise up. Steps are being given. Dance with the universe. We're in a phase of transcendence. There is no time for petty bullshit right now. So big boundary week. All right, let's start here. This card is Panther Spirit, reclaim your power. That's a nice one. Look at those eyes right there. I'll put it there so you can see it. That's a 44. So it's an 8, which is abundance. So nice. Let's see. It takes courage to face challenges, and right now Panther Spirit is here to say that you are braver than you think. Now is the time to take a risk and step into a different aspect of your being. Speak as you have never spoken before. Act as you have always dreamed you might have the courage to act. Love fearlessly and fully, and expect to feel the adrenaline rush as you are initiated into a new, braver, bolder self. Ooh, how lucky that one. Panther Spirit says the time for dreaming about what you want to do is giving way to that first courageous act towards reclaiming your Panther Spirit and power. Your new identity may feel strange at first, but you have what it takes and your soul wants this. Be bold. Nice. So this is very much in line with that Aquarian new moon. You know, that sort of not getting daunted by that initial young female not catching the fish energy, to just keep powering through, because the universe is sending us the energy that we need. Okay. Ooh, this is also an 8. Look at how cool. This is turtle spirit. So slow and steady wins the race, right? So these are two people headed in the same exact destination, the panther and the turtle. They're just on different timelines. So if things are moving slower for you, what this universe is saying, or this card is saying, is that it doesn't matter, because you're still at an 8, right? So it might not be moving as fast as you like, but it doesn't mean it's not moving. Now let's read the card here. Okay. Turtle spirit arrives to remind you that when you do what you need to do, putting one foot in front of the other and trusting that you will see your intentions manifest in perfect timing, your prosperity and love will grow exponentially. Now is not the time to rush around trying to force matters. Move slowly, perhaps even so slowly that it almost feels as if you are not moving at all. This may be a time to crawl before walking, taking your time to align to turtle spirit's place as you contemplate this road you are on, doing what you need to do in this small moment that will soon pass. Turtle spirit reminds you that sometimes the best action is to slow right down. So if it feels as if you're not doing enough, know that simply being aware of what is happening right now may be an important step towards determining whether you need to pivot or simply keep putting one foot in front of the other. That's very important. True love and true success comes with patience, says Turtle Spirit. Focus on the now and the next step will be clearer. Interesting. Okay, and then the last one is, oh, nice. These are such nice cards today. The Starfish Spirit, open to infinite possibilities. That one's a 5. 5, 9, 14, 5. Yes, sometimes I can be really hideous with math. I'm good with budgets, but shitty with math. Go figure. Stretched out on the beach, the starfish opens fully to the rays of the sun, to the power of potential. As you look out towards the horizon, do you open up to infinite possibility? Spirit is the source of opportunities beyond your wildest imagination and ensures endless possibilities are available. At this time, Starfish Spirit urges you to stretch past the limits of your everyday perception and comfort zone, to dream of bigger things and imagine with even greater hope and faith, for miraculous potential is shining down on you. These are pretty sick cards across the board. Feel it, bask in it, and open yourself to be filled with inspiration. This is a very fortunate sign that Starfish Spirit has come to remind you of your infinite potential. Okay, so lovely. These are great wishes for the week. Watch the people you let around you. Don't pay attention to haters, but also you watch, careful not to be the hater. It's a time to stay in a very powerful, mastered, wise energy. That very balanced, considering things completely, shining knowledge and wisdom and light from within, right? This is kind of like that be the best you can be. And when you are your best self, even if you have to fake it, right? When you are in a place of real power, right? Not bullshit power, right? Real power. There are certain things that you just don't allow. And you don't allow that crap to bother you because you're just like on a different, it's like, right? You just know. The judge knows that it's at a different level of information than the people in the courtroom. It's seen more, it knows more, it's had more time to consider the possibilities. Okay, awesome. So watch who's in your energy field, watch the information, make sure you go do due diligence on all the things that you hear. Don't assume that anything coming at you is the truth, but also like even the, especially the bad stuff, you know, just let it go. And remember that anything that is not being given to you right now, this to me is the most fundamental thing. Anything that is not being given to you right now is keeping you away from this ice castle of frozen ice in the middle of nowhere, which is where the dragon lies, right? Like that guy's domain. So you are being kept from here. So if it's being taken away from you, don't pursue it, because that's going to drain you. That energy will take the life out of you. It's going to take the spark out of you. Oh, I didn't even see that spark, right? And you need that spark. You need the sparks to shine, because that's where you're most balanced. That's where you're your masterful self. So stay, this is going to sound really cheesy, but stay in your sparkiness, but like get always back into that place where you emanate light, right? Emanate wisdom, emanate balance. Do whatever you have to stay in balance and not get sucked into other people's earthly nastiness. Okay, wishing you a very lovely week, and I will see you somewhere in the middle of the week for the monthlies. Take care.